attention, can all swimmers please clear the pool? All swimmers, can you please clear the pool? Attention, can all swimmers please clear the pool? Can all swimmers please clear the pool immediately? Good morning, everyone, and welcome back again at the SA National Senior Championship 2025. Day 2, Session 3 here at Newton Park. Let's give a warm hand as we welcome our officials to pool deck. Our referees for the men this morning, Tim Shepherd. And for the women, Michael Cantor. Our starters for the men, Liesel van Rooyen. And for the women, Mandy Shepherd. And a warm hand for our technical delegate, Mrs. Daphne Bird. Thank you very much, officials. You may be seated.
And welcome to what is day 2 of the SA National Swimming Championships 2025, taking place at Newton Park Swimming Pool in Rebecca. We had an action-packed day yesterday, and as always, we kick things off with the heats in the morning and the finals taking to the water this evening from 6 p.m. Plenty of swimming coming your way this morning. Plenty of heats to go through, and it will all start off with the women's 200-meter IM, 1 of 5 heats about to begin. And sitting alongside me, a very warm welcome. She wasn't here yesterday, managed to get in last night to beautiful Rebecca. It is former SA swimming sensation Chanel van Beek. Good morning, Chanel.
Good morning, how are you?
I'm terrific, thank you. As we watch the first of 5 heats about to begin. The women's 200 IM, only 3 competitors in the water for this race. In lane 3, we've got Olivia Stribble. In lane 4, Sienna Coase. And in lane 5, Jordan Carlette. We've got a swimmer swimming out of Tshwane, Eastern Cape, and once again from Tshwane. So exciting stuff. A lot of swimming to get through this morning.
Yes, I see so. So we're starting off with the ladies 200 IM, followed by the males 200 IM. Then we'll be going into the 100 meters butterfly multi-class, S1 to S15, ladies and gentlemen. Then we'll be followed by the 200 meters butterfly, 50 backstroke, 50 freestyle, S1 to S15 category, and last but not least, the 1500 meters.
Yep, lots of exciting events to look forward to. And of course, last year, Chanel, when we were here in these very seats, watching this very same event, all the talk was upcoming Olympics. That's out of the picture now. Paris is done and dusted. A lot of eyes this time around now on the World Champs taking place in Singapore. And then also we've got the Junior World Champs. So there's a lot of times, there's different times to look out for. And looking at these competitors that are in the water, 13 years old, 15 years old, and 17 years old, very much qualifying for those Junior World Aquatic Swim Champs, should they get those times.
Yes, so later on in the program, we'll have Rebecca Meader in heat number 5. For the 200 IM, she'll be looking for a time of 2:12.83. I see she's entered in a 2:08, so well under that qualifying time. Then we also have Amy Canny, Kate Mayer, and Georgia Els. We'll be looking for those A qualifying times.
Oh, it's going to be big. And I tell you what, Rebecca Meader looked absolutely superb last night. She really looked in terrific nick. So, yeah, I expect big things from her today. Once again, in the pool, as I do from many of the competitors in the heats. A reminder once again, this is the women's 200 IM as they make the turn in the freestyle. And they will be wrapping things up in the last leg, and leading the way. It's really tight looking at lanes 5 and 4 between Sienna Kos and Jordan Collette. And we've got Olivia Struble in third. But as I say that, Sienna Kos pulling away very, very nicely. A good effort from the Eastern Cape. So this will be very much a hometown win in this opening heat.
Yes, great swim there by Sienna Kos, going at 2:34.31, well under her entry time of 2:37.
Very nicely done from her. Jordan Collette coming in second, and Olivia Struble finishing up in third position at 2:44.41 from her. So that is the first event done and dusted of the day, day 2 of the SA National Swimming Championships 2025 at the veritable home of this event, Newton Park Swimming Pool. It certainly has been the home of this championship for the last couple of years, and it's always great to get down here. They certainly do put on a show, and I mean, it's hardly surprising that we keep coming back.
No, definitely. Indoor heated facility, one of the very rare facilities we have in the country, so yes, always great to be back here.
Second heat is underway of the women's 200 IM. Moving down from lanes 1 to 8, we've got Dana Robinson, Alex Labuschagne, Tara Penn, Michaela Kulst, Zoe Griffiths, Morgan Farrow, Lily Hebler, and Miela Banza. And as always, kicking things off with Butterfly.
How's your butterfly?
Terrible. My butterfly is absolutely shocking. Every time I attempt it, I look like I'm drowning. It's pretty bad. And it's always such an awkward stroke. You attempt it for the first time. I think my mate was pretty good at butterfly. He saw me doing it once. So.
But it's also great watching 200 IM because you see swimmers' strengths come through, whether it's breaststroke, freestyle, so the lead always changes.
Well, you say that, and I mean, if we look over in lane 5, because this has been a terrific backstroke leg from Zoe Griffiths. But yeah, as you say, it can change dramatically given the certain strengths of the different swimmers as they transition now to breaststroke before they hit the freestyle. So halfway through this second race of the morning, the heats, it is the women's 200 IM, and going along very nicely. Over in lane 5, we have Zoe Griffiths out of Tshwane.
Yes, great swimming there by Zoe Griffiths. And we have Dana Robertson out in lane 1, coming through strongly in this breaststroke leg.
Yeah, it's interesting. We spoke about the different strengths. It looks as if Zoe's pretty much all the strengths is every single stroke so far. She looked very, very good as the swimmer out of Tshwane, 18 years of age, as she moves over to the final leg, and it is freestyle.
Yeah, so it is Zoe currently in first, followed by Dana Robertson, and currently in third, Michaela Holst.
And yeah, look at that lead that Zoe Griffiths has opened up. This has been an outstanding performance from her. Well clear of the pack. It certainly looks like it's going to be a battle for second place. Zoe Griffiths just cruising through for the victory, and Zoe Griffiths will grab the win in superb fashion, doing so in 2:26.97.
Smashing her entry time of a 2:31. So well done, Zoe. In second place, we have Dana Robertson with a 2:31.71.
It looked as if Morgan Farrow came through in third position at 2:32.51. Yeah, it was all about Zoe Griffiths there in that second heat of the morning as we move over to Heat 3 of the women's 200 IM. And away they go. And looking at the lineup, moving down from lanes 1 to 8. No one in lane 5 this time around. Teresa Ferreira, Caitlin Evans, Sophia French, Kira van Heerden, Gabrielle van der Berg, Sarah Fenter, and Zandri Farie. Plenty of Tshwane swimmers in the mix. We just saw a very good victory for one of the Tshwane swimmers a little earlier, in Zoe Griffiths, Eastern Cape, getting the first win of the morning. That's a big shout out for the home crowd, as we see Kira van Heerden leading the way from the Eastern Cape after the first leg.
Yes, so a little bit off the topic of the 200 IM. So we had some breaking news yesterday in the world of swimming, where they've decided to add in an extra 6 events into the Olympic program for LA 2028.
That's amazing. What is it?
Yeah, so basically they've decided to add in the 350s, which will be 50 breast, 50 back, and 50 fly. So I've seen quite a few athletes posting, like Adam Peaty, LA 2028. See you there for the 50 meters breaststroke. So I think we'll be seeing a lot of swimmers making a comeback.
It begs the question, why do you think they were always excluded in the first place? Of course, you had the 50 free. But, I mean, why do you think? It's going to be exciting. And it makes sense, though, because I remember they're always for faster and quicker races. And, of course, that's what the crowds want to see.
Yes, I think it'll definitely bring a different dynamic to the Olympics. So, I mean, we've always had it at a world champs level. We've had the 50s there, but the Olympic was the one where we only had the 50-meter freestyle. And I saw Sarah Strofstrom's coach posting 50 fly, here we come. So she won the 50 meters freestyle, but I know she's also very strong in the 50 fly, so that's exciting for her.
Yeah, it certainly is exciting. So as you heard it here first from Chanel. The 350s added to the Olympic roster for LA as we watch this third race of the morning wrap up. And it is over in lane 3, going along very nicely. Sophia French, and she will capture the victory, doing so in a time of 2:21.95, finishing ahead of local favorite Kira van Heerden. So a very good swim from Sophia French, another Tshwane swimmer. Surprise, surprise. There we have confirmation of those results. Sophia French, Kira van Heerden, and Gabriella van den Berg capturing third. It's interesting, we speak about the strength of Tshwane and how well they do. And last night we had men's and women's relays. What was it again? It was the men's 100...
4x100 freestyle.
4x100, yeah.
Yes.
And Tshwane A and B came first and second in the men's competition. It was incredible to witness.
That's definitely going to be a great setup for the 100 meters freestyle, coming a little bit later on in the program.
Massively so, and interestingly enough, it was actually very, very tight as well. It wasn't as if the A side ran away with things. It was a flat-out race between the two, and it was basically everyone else fought for third.
Yeah, I like the coaches mixing things up a little bit, so it's not just about putting the fastest 4 in the A relay, but you're mixing it up, so you put maybe number 1 in the A relay, number 2 in the B relay, and then you get a bit of a tighter competition.
As we watch this, the fourth of 5 heats in the women's 200 IM. Looking at the lineup, moving from lanes 1 down to 8. Juliana Vanker, Sarah McLaren, Megan Stewart, Amy Canny, Kate Mayer, Bailey Lambert, Michaela Del Medico, and Kendra Begley.
Amy Canny out in front, looking very comfortable in this backstroke leg, but we know breaststroke is her strong point.
Yeah, so that's bad news for competitors if she's leading the way before getting to her superpower.
So Amy Canny currently in first, followed by Megan Stewart in second. And looks like Bailey Lamprecht in third.
And there you can see Amy Canny starting to pull her weight up. As you heard Chanel say, certainly is her favored leg of the four. As we say that, I'll tell you what, Kate Mayer doing a good job of putting the pressure on her.
Yes, Kate's actually also being a breaststroke swimmer. So that's why it's very important to work on your breaststroke for these IM legs. I know myself personally swimming 200 IM, I was very strong in the butterfly and backstroke, so I had to go out quite hard because I knew the breaststrokers were coming for me in the breaststroke leg.
As they hit their stride into the fourth and final leg, it is onto freestyle, and it is Amy Kenny leading the way. Either side of her, Megan Stewart and Kate Mayer.
Yes, Amy Kenny from the Western Cape looking very comfortable. Also training out in the US, in Virginia.
Kate Mayer putting on a nice fight back towards the end there, but in the end, Amy Kenny grabbing the victory, swimming out of the Western Cape at 2:21.29.
Followed by Kate Mayer in second, 2:21.82, and Megan Stewart, 2:24.00.
Kenny, Mayer, and Stewart capturing the top three positions as the crowds continue to make their presence felt here at Newton Park Swimming Pool. As we move over to the fifth and final heat of the women's 200 IM, and of course then we'll move over to the men, and there's 6 heats in action there. And a little later you heard Chanel speaking about the fact that those 50s have been added to the Olympic roster. Well, we will see a lot of those in action with the 50 backstroke coming up a little later. So the door is now open for competitors to try and book their tickets over to LA in that discipline, where in the past that certainly would not have been the case.
Heat 505 currently in the water. In lane 1, Chelsea White. 2, Laura Ghoos. 3, Catherine Williams. 4, Becky Meader. 5, Georgia Els. 6, Scarlett LaRue. 7, Megan Shepherd. And 8, Logan Gray. And it is Becky Meader turning in first, 28.26. Followed by Georgia Els, 29.97, and Lara Ghoos currently in third, 30.6.
Great to see Georgia Els in action, certainly one to keep an eye out for, and we've spoken about Rebecca Meader and proving her worth once again out in front, the swimmer from KZN. That's entire body length and then some ahead of the pack as she reaches the halfway mark.
Yes, it's all Becky Meader turning in a time of 102.81, followed by Catherine Williams, 105.71, and Georgia Els currently in third, 106.66.
This is proving to be a terrific swim once again from Rebecca Meader. We saw her do so well last night. Well, the whole day yesterday. Heats and finals.
Yes, currently it's all Becky Meader, looking at an entry time to 8.81, well ahead of the field by about 10 seconds.
Yep, making the turn, and she'll head home in freestyle as the rest of the competitors only touch now. So that just gives you an idea just how far ahead she is of the chasing pack. This is sensational stuff from Rebecca Meader. Just continuing that great form that she enjoyed yesterday. And look at that. Absolutely powering away to a brilliant victory.
Yes, looking very comfortable in this freestyle leg. And it is Becky Meader, 2:13.65. Going a B qualifying time for world champs in the morning. Well done, Bex.
Yeah, that is very, very well done. Looking at that B qualifying time was 2:17.48. So Rebecca Meader well underneath that mark and just outside the A qualifying time, actually. I mean, I say just outside. We're talking just over just under a second, but still a very good effort. But yeah, absolutely smashing that B qualifying time. Rebecca Meader.
Yes, Becky looking very comfortable there. I'm sure she'll get that A qualifying time this evening.
Oh, it's going to be exciting to watch out. Many, I think it was only Peter Kutsia last night grabbing a qualifying time in his discipline. As we say bye-bye to the women for now, and welcome in the men for the first time this morning on day 2 of the SA Swimming National Championships here at Newton Park Swimming Pool in Quebec. First up, Vian Forster, Tristan Frew, Ruan Hutton, Joandre Kleinans, and Andrew Gilbert. Only 5 in the water.
Yes, Ruan Hutton coming in with the fastest time there of a 2:19.88.
It's amazing just looking at the spread of ages. Ruan Hutton, the oldest of these swimmers at 22 years of age. And then you've got Andrew Gilbert swimming out of lane 6, 16 years old. The reminder once again, they're also looking for those junior qualifying times when it comes to the Junior World Aquatic Swimming Championships. And when it comes to this event, the time of 2:04.40 is the number to make.
Yes, currently we have Ruan Hutton in first place, followed by Jean-Ray Geldenes and Tristan Frew currently in third.
Halfway through the opening race of the men's competition in the 200 IM. And Ruan Hutton is leading the way, swimming out of Tshwane.
Yes, Ruan Hutton with a comfortable lead going into this breaststroke leg, turning in a time of 1:02.
Yeah, he looks supremely confident, and it's not exactly matching what took place a little earlier with Rebecca Meader, but Ruan Hutton certainly dominating matters at the moment. Can't see him being caught, but as I say that, those competitors on the wings starting to make their presence felt, especially over in lane 1, or lane 2 rather. Not a bad effort from Vian Forster, but it is Ruan Hutton way out in front with 1 lap to go.
Yes, Ruan Hutton followed by Vian Forster and Tristan Frew currently in third.
Well, I tell you what, there will be no stopping Ruan Hutton here in the opening heat for the men's 200 IM as he makes his way over to capture a resounding victory over in lane 4. Nicely done from Ruan Hutton, doing so in a time of 2:15.83.
Followed by Vian Forster, 2:19.97, and Tristan Frew, 2:20.03.
We have confirmation of those results. Ruan Hutton in first place, Vian Forster and Tristan Frew wrapping up the top 3. That is the first race complete. 5 more to go in the heats of the men's competition in the 200 IM. Just looking back at the action, and Ruan Hutton cruised to a comfortable win in the end. So the second heat of the men's 200 IM is underway. Jonathan Brady, Gianluca Torricelli, Jason Briggs, Nathaniel Friend, David Wiggett, Oliver Langer, Luanta Blanche, and Jaden Mills. It's also great, of course, the fact that we are watching heats as opposed to finals in the evening. The competitors that do the previous race just stick to the side, sticking to the lane ropes, and they watch the competitors complete their dive in for the following race, and then they get out the pool. Obviously, that is a thing to just speed up the process.
Up things, correct.
It's nicely done.
Keeping everything smooth and streamlined for the morning.
Yeah, and congratulations to the organizers once again, and to the volunteers, the officials, everyone for putting on another fantastic event. I mean, it's early days, but so far it really has gone to plan, as it always does, and hence why they keep on coming back here, because it is a fantastically well-run SA National Championships. And also a big thank you to the likes of Swimming South Africa, Lotto Board, Department of Sports, Arts and Culture, Arena and Aquile for making this all happen here in Quebec. It is one brilliant week of swimming action in the Bay.
Yes, great first 50 there by David Wiggett, turning in a time of 59.6. But here comes the breaststrokers.
Ooh. I remember we were chatting last time, Chanel, and how unique breaststroke is to the rest of the disciplines.
Yes, no, definitely. I think we all need to go for a few lessons with Tatiana.
but it's also like, because you get a case where most breaststrokers specialize just in breaststroke. They do well. It's very rare where you get a swimmer that can shine in breaststroke and also do very well in others. I mean, it hasn't really been the case more often than not. It's very, very specialized position or stroke. But as we watch, probably the tightest finish we've seen all morning so far. But holding on to top spot in lane 4, Nathaniel Friend grabbing the win in a time of 2:11.25. Oliver Langer second, 2:11.88, and David Wiggett finishing off in third.
Interesting moustache there.
Yeah, very. It's not even November. Miles away from November.
I'm sure if he makes it into the finals tonight, that'll be coming off.
It would make sense.
Yeah. Every little bit makes a difference.
Yeah, that's got to come off sometime today. So, very good performance there from the competitors. Nathaniel Friend going along very nicely as we move over to the third of 6 heats in the men, 200 IM.
And heat 3 in the water. Lane 1, Scott Plitter, followed by Nick Tower, Arkal Wellman, Willem Roos, Stefan Steyn. In lane 6, we have Neil Holshausen, 7, Daniel Morel, and 8, Xavier Detoy. Pretty much even in this butterfly leg. But it looks like Scott Plitter turning in first, 27.32, followed by Willem Roos, 26.67.
One leg down, 3 to go as they transition to backstroke. So nothing much in it amongst these competitors in the backstroke leg. Looking good over in lane 4, and as we say that, lane 7 coming along strong too. And it's Willem Roos being tested by Daniel Morrell.
Yes, Daniel came flying down in that backstroke leg.
Roos was holding on just at the touch. Are things going to change when it comes to breaststroke now? We've seen this is kind of the make or break leg when it comes to swimmers pulling away or the adverse going backward.
And it looks like it's all Willem Roos out in lane 4.
Wow, this is an incredible breaststroke leg from Willem Roos as he moves over to the final leg, freestyle, touching in a time of 1:39.43. He makes the turn, 50 to go for the man swimming out of 20 years of age.
It's always so interesting coming to national events because you're used to seeing all of these athletes in their club caps, but now we're representing our provinces.
And that is the provincial cap coming through. Willem Roos grabbing the win, swimming out of 20. Here is the proudly worn NTC. Willem Roos with the win, 2:10.84, finishing ahead of Daniel Morrell, and in third position Stefan Steyn. Stefan Steyn also looked very classy last night too, grabbing a win along the way. It's amazing. You always look at the schedule and you think, wow, it's absolutely jam-packed, and then it just flies by. I mean, without blinking, we've just finished 8 races. And these are the longer of the races. We've still got a bunch of 50s to go, and I mean, that just goes by in a blink of a lot quicker. But there's a caveat, because we end off with a tasty little
1,500 meters. Yes, excited for that one.
Yep, we're going to see plenty of competitors in action, as well as the likes of Kylie de Bruin always great to watch out for her. Just 15 years of age. Certainly making a great name for herself. That will be in the 1500 a little later.
Yes, and also some of these competitors also competed at the Open Water Championships not so long ago. We have Hannah Nielsen, Cullen Lotter, Stephanie Houtman, Kathleen van Rensburg.
That was just down the road, wasn't it? The Open Water. Was that the one in J Bay?
Yes.
Okay. Marina Martinique is pretty much the home of long course swimming here in SA. Like Newton Park is the home of the SA National Swimming Champs and has been the home for the last couple of years, and with good reason, as the swimmers make their way to the turn as they reach the midway point of this, the fourth of 6 heats. Jose Canjulo, Zane Niemand, Peter Etzold, Matthew Randall, Caden Naidu, Petrus Trutter, Claudio Domita, and Ben McWilliam.
Yes, and I'm sure we'll see Matthew Randall coming through in this breaststroke leg.
Matthew Randall captured a bronze last night in the finals.
Yes, very good 100 and 200 meters breaststroke specialist he is. And there he goes, passing Caden Naidu. And we also have Petrus Trutter coming through from the Western Cape, out in lane 6.
So 1 lane to go. And at the moment, it looks like a fight for second, but can Matthew Randall be caught? He's well in front of the chasing pack. Petrus Trutter in second and Caden Naidu in third, but it's all Matthew Randall at the moment, well out in front. Can he be challenged? And see an Western Cape cap fighting hard there over in lane 6, belong to Petrus Trutter, but there will be no catching Matthew Randall as he cruises to a very good win, doing so in a time of 2:06.81. Trutter grabbing second, and in third spot Peter Etzold. That is another win for Tshwane. Confirmation of those results: Randall, Trutter, and Etzold finishing in the top 3. 2 races to go, 2 heats to go of the men's 200 IM.
Heading into heat 5 of 6. In lane 1 we have Kai, 2 Jonathan Els, 3 Chris Milov, 4 Kian Keelock, 5 Ruben Smith, 6 Giano De Santos, 7 Cameron Casali, and 8 Sebastian de Villiers. It's Chris coming off that great 200 freestyle swim yesterday.
Yeah, it was great to see the battle between him and Matt Sates, who we're going to see in the pool in the very next heat. He really took the fight to Sates. It was great to watch.
Yes, and also just great seeing such a young athlete, only 17 years old, going a 1:48 back-to-back in the heats and the finals. It's looking great for SA Swimming.
There's no question, Chanel, that this is the SA Swimming Champs, which is very much the changing of the guard, so to speak. There's no Chad Leclerc this time around. He is out injured. And, of course, Tatiana Smith retiring after her Olympic heroics last year. So, yeah, this is, if you want to make a name for yourself, you're not going to be outshone by that many.
This is the year.
Yeah, this certainly is the year. So we could see some massively rising stars emerge from the pool here in Quebec as the swimmers make their way to the turn. And this is a nice, tight race out in lane 7 and 6. It is Cameron Casali and Gianna Dos Santos looking strong.
Is currently in 3rd place. We have Kian Keelock turning in a final time of 1:05.
Kian Keelock, another Tshwane swimmer, 19 years of age. And keep an eye out over in lane 1, Kai Whelan. Remember, this is the penultimate heat. So these are progressively quicker in terms of qualifying times. And young Kai Whelan, just 15 years of age, having come in here at the 2:11.88. So nicely done from him. But as far as the front runners are concerned right now,
looks like Cameron Casali currently in 1st, followed by Kian Keelock in 2nd.
This is a great swim from Cameron Casali. Don't often see winners emerge from lane 7. Will that be the case this time round? And as I say that, Kian Keelock, wow, he's coming through. This is going to be very tight. Kasali slightly in front. Kasali stays in front, and he will grab the victory. Nicely done from the Tshwane swimmer, doing so in a time of 2:05.02. Keelock 2:05.77 for second, and Gianna Dos Santos. Is that a clean sweep for Tshwane? It very much is. Although it's not that surprising given the fact that we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 swimmers in that race from Tshwane. So great victory there for Cameron Kasali, doing so out of lane 7. That was the penultimate race of the men's 200 IM heats as we move over to the 6th and final heat of this event. In they go. The lineup reads: Helgard Muller will beat Liam Bierby, Matt Sates, Anand van Rensburg, Jean Boshoff, Jonathan Heslop, and Patrick Lamb.
Yes, great to see Matt Sates back in the water after his 147 yesterday. What an incredible swim there by him.
Yeah, he really looked in good nick last night, and I know that he maybe went off the boil slightly at one stage, but geez, there's no doubting his prowess last night.
Yes, looking very comfortable and dominant is Matt Sates, currently out in the lead.
Yeah, already making his presence felt in backstroke. Also looking strong out in lane 1, Helgard Muller. Helgard Muller, in fact, taking over top spot. And he will make the turn first, doing so in a time of 58.64, the only swimmer to go beneath the 59 mark.
Backstroker.
Yep.
Here comes the breaststroke, which we know Matt is very strong in. Looking very comfortable. Looks like a 2-second glide he has going on there.
Wow. 2-second glide. So that's gliding for 2 seconds at a time.
Correct.
That's what it is.
Yeah, great to have Matt back, because I know he's training out in Switzerland with Noah Ponti, who is currently the world record holder in short course butterfly events. It looks like it's been great for Matt. Currently in first place, turning in a time of 1:35.52, followed by Van Rensburg, 1:36.83.
As he makes his way back for the final time, does Matt Sates.
Looking incredibly comfortable in this freestyle leg.
Yeah, he's absolutely cruising. And as we say that, putting up a fight over in lane 5. This is going to be a great gun, but Matt Sates holds on, grabbing the victory, doing so ahead of Anand van Rensburg. John Boshoff grabbing 3rd spot, but Sates grabbing the win in 2:06.02. So that completes the morning heats when it comes to the 200 IM for both men's and ladies. We're going to head over to some multi-class disciplines shortly. And then a lot of the quick stuff coming up a little later. We've got plenty of 50s coming to the water.
Yes, so we're moving on to the women's 100 meters butterfly, S1 to S15, where we have Van Rensburg in 3, Ferreira 4, Everson 5, and Toy in 6.
A reminder once again, this isn't a race between the competitors because it's multi-class. We have different classes, as you can see there. S14, S12, S9, S8. Minka Janssen van Rensburg, Alani Ferreira, Melissa Everson, and Nasira de Toy. So it's really about the clock.
And they off.
100 meter butterfly. is A for away in this multi-class S1 to S15.
Yes, we have Alani Ferreira out in lane 4. So yesterday, Alani made an SA record in the S12 category for the 50 meters breaststroke. So well done to Alani in that great race.
Yeah, that was absolutely sensational, and she looked very strong throughout the course of the evening, as you would if you're going to break a SA record. And as you see them making their return in the second and final leg.
Yes, I was very bummed as I was on the plane, so I wasn't able to watch the finals, but yes, getting a few of the results.
The swimmers make their way back. Once again, a reminder, it is multi-class, so it's all about times. They're really competing against the clock and not against each other necessarily. We see also in the water, Minky Janssen van Rensburg over in lane 3, swimming out of the Western Cape, continues to shatter records and shine.
And it is Alani Ferreira touching in a time of 1:22.42, so slightly faster than her entry time. In second place, we have Meliska Everson touching in a time of 1:33.81, followed by Minka Janssen van Rensburg in third place.
Nasira, the Western Cape swimmer, Nasira du Toit, finishing up. And some good times there by the swimmers. Wait for official confirmation, as we can see there now. So very good effort from those swimmers.
Heading into the second race, event number 204, men's 100 meters butterfly S1 and S15, where we have in lane 4 Nathan Hendricks and 5 James Villiers. So Nathan entered on a time of 58.86 and James 108.89. Good luck to these gentlemen. And they off in the men's 100 meters butterfly. 2 lengths of this pool.
So having a look at those qualifying times, and Alani Ferreira coming through at 1:22.42, and from my reckoning that was absolutely blitzed in qualifying when it comes to S12. So that was really well done from her. As we watch the men in action, as you heard my esteemed colleagues say, only 2 competitors in action, Nathan Hendricks and James Villiers. One swimmer representing Swale, the other one representing Gauteng.
Yes, Nathan turning in a time of 28.04. A very quick first 50. So he has about 30 seconds to get back, which will give him his entry time of 58. Let's see what he can do with 5 meters to go. And it is Nathan Hendricks touching in a time of 1:23. Very good morning swim there by him. And James touching in a time of 1:10.49.
Good action-packed start to proceedings amongst those 2 swimmers in the multi-class. And there we have confirmation of those results.
Moving on to event 205, women's 200 meters butterfly, where we have 2 heats. So stepping up to the block, heat 1, lane 2, Morgan Goos, 3, Tasman Robson, 4, Jamie Moat, 5, Abigail Kotzer, 6, Christine Vessels, 7, Gemma Roman. .200 meters butterfly, So we just did 100, which was 2 laps of the pool. Now we're moving on to 4 lengths of this 50-meter pool.
And only 2 heats in action for the women.
And it looks like the swimmer from the Eastern Cape, Jamie Moat, taking it out this first 50.
Yeah, Jamie Moat actually captured victory last night in the opening race of the finals. It was the B final though, but what a way to kickstart proceedings here in the Eastern Cape, and with the Eastern Caper winning the very first final event, so that was nicely done from her. So she's got plenty of support here as expected. Moat swimming out of lane 4. Going along very nicely is Jamie Moat.
Yes, and a tough battle for 2nd and 3rd place.
So the job only halfway done though. As
Yes,
they make their way back for lap 3.
It is Jamie Moat turning in a time of 105.91, followed by Christine Vessels, 106.99. And we have Tasman Robson. Yes, this third 50, very crucial of a 200 meters butterfly. So coming from a 200 fly background, the third 50 was the one. So for myself personally, the tactic was to build on this third 50. So start increasing the stroke rate, working the legs, getting nice and comfortable to kill it on that last 50.
And let's see if that's a tactic being used by Jamie Moat. She put in a strong effort in that third leg. And can she bring it home? And not if her fellow competitors can help it. Abigail Kotza looking to challenge. But as we say that, Moat starts to pick up speed. And away she goes. Jamie Moat. Excellent performance from her.
And a tough battle for 3rd place there, but it is Jamie Moat in 1st place, 2:20.12, followed by Abigail Kutzer, 2:21.82, and Morgan Khoos in 3rd, 2:23.66. Great swim there by Morgan, bettering her entry time of a 2:27.
I learned a word a couple of days ago, and it applies perfectly to this. An aptronym is when you have a surname that relates to your job or what you do.
Okay.
And Jamie Moat applies
Okay.
because a moat is what's around the castle, it's water.
Yes.
And so her surname's an acronym. And you can also say, I think it's Trent Poole-Jones.
Jonah Poole-Jones.
Jonah Poole-Jones.
Yeah, from the Western Cape.
There we go. He's also got an acronym for a surname. See how many others we can spot. Michaela Del Medico, Mara Vaduya, Lee McMorrin, Danae Kutsia, Kiera van Heerden, Mila Prinsloo, and Scarlett Nickel. It is the final heat of the women's 200 fly.
So we have Kiera van Heerden, currently from the Eastern Cape in 1st place, 30.59, followed by Danae Kutsia, 31.26, and Myra in 3rd.
Yeah, can the Eastern Cape make a double when it comes to this event? In both heats, we saw Jamie Moat just capture victory. I see their coach David Glover watching on very, very closely on the sidelines. And this is a very good start over in lane 4 for Danae Kutsia, but Kiera van Heerden certainly putting the pressure on out of lane 5.
Yes, Danae looking very comfortable, turning in a time of 105.99. So these ladies will be looking for a qualifying time of 209.21 or a B qualifying time of 213.73. I see Danae's entered on a time of 215.23. So a bit more comfortable this morning. So I'm sure she'll be looking for that qualifying time tonight.
Yeah, it's gonna be exciting certainly to watch that unfold.
Yes, Danae training at the University of Georgia.
Oh, she looked strong last night.
And also we have Jamie Moat, the youngster from the Eastern Cape, entered in a time of 2:16.40. So it's going to be a battle this evening.
So make sure to tune in for the finals getting underway from 6 p.m. tonight as we continue to watch Danae Kutsia dominating matters in this 200 fly, the second and final heat in the women, and she will touch in a time of 2:18.10. So that's well outside the qualifying times when it comes to A and B, but of course this is a heat. She was starting to take it easy towards the end. Don't expect the same relaxed Danae this evening.
Yeah, it's very comfortable swim there by her. So there we have your results in first place. Danae Kutsi 2:18.10, followed by Kira van Heerden 2:22.39, and Lee McMahon 2:22.43.
And we say goodbye to the ladies for now. See them a little later as we welcome the men to poolside. Same event, just a different gender.
Yes, we actually just saw the swimmer in lane 3, James Willers, in the S10 category. He just swam the 100 meters butterfly, and here he's back doing the 200 fly.
Yeah, he had about the whole 7 minutes to breathe. And he's back in the water. Swimming in lane 3. The men alongside him in lane 4, Trent Norton and Sihan Mia over in lane 5.
That's quite the training session.
Jeez, that's incredible. And James Willers is a multi-class competitor. So we've got Norton Mia out there, and James Willers competing on that multi-class time.
So we currently have Mia in first and Norton second.
And both swimmers touching in under the 30 mark as they make their way back to wrap up proceedings. And as I wrap up proceedings, this is only halfway through. There's still plenty of swimming to come. It's a nice little battle heating up between Trent Norton and Sihan Mia. As we mentioned, you can forgive James Willers if he's a little tired. I mean, literally just got out the pool and he's back in. Tough job, but somebody has to do it.
Yes, also great effort by him, turning in a time of 1:14.87. So if he keeps it up like this, we're looking at a best time. Entry time of a 2:51.78. Let's see what he can do on these last 2 laps. But it's all Trent Norton turning at the 150 meter mark, 1:37.25.
James Willers representing the S10 category when it comes to multi-class.
And a hotly contested battle with 5 meters to go. Who's it going to be?
And coming through, Trent Norton doing so in a time of 2:13.57 under the 2:14 mark. Sihan Mia just over 2:14, 2:14.35 for him. And as we watch the workaholic James Willers make his way to the end, a man who just got out the pool a short while ago and was tasked to do it all again. And not only that, but to do it in a 200 fly. And as you heard Chanel speaking, just how tough a discipline it is, especially when it comes to that third leg.
And he did it all again, bettering his time by more than 7 seconds.
That is a sensational performance from James Willers, as well as the other two, as we move over to the second of 4 heats in the men's 200 fly. Competitors will be lining up poolside. Conrad Stradom, Tumela Mahan, Jonathan Els, Brandon Chapman, Robert Hendricks, Guy Vessels, and Chris Mayalov.
Yes, we have Chris back in the water after that 200 meters IM.
Another man that didn't get much of a break. And away they go. It is the men's 200 fly, the second heat of the morning.
Seems like he's using this event as a bit of training for juniors coming up towards the end of this month down in Cape Town at the UWC Aquatic Center. And then he'll be off again, off to Egypt, because also qualifying for that event. And it is Brandon Chapman turning in a time of 27:02, followed by Guy Vessels, 27:28.
It's going to be plenty of crowd support once again for that man out in front, Brandon Chapman, representing the Eastern Cape. But not having things all his own way at the moment, because over in lanes 6 and 7, the challenge certainly is on. But Chapman just holding on to first. Geez, only just ahead of Guy Vessels. There was nothing to choose between the competitors there. So this is going to be an interesting finish with 2 laps to go in this heat in the men's 200 fly.
And out in lane 7, Chris Mealov coming back very strong on this third 50.
Wow, look at him go. Chris Mealov, we keep on saying that name, and with good reason. Just 17 years of age, took the fight to Matt Sates last night, and now he's certainly taken the fight to the rest of the competitors this time round. But well out in front is Chris Mealov with 1 lap to go, swimming out of Gauteng.
Yes, looking very good in this 200 fly, looking across the pool, pulling a little bit of a Chad Leclerc there.
Yeah, he certainly is, and I don't think he needs to watch for much longer as he starts to pull away even more so. This is superb swim out of lane 7, and he will not be caught, no shadow of a doubt there, as Mealov once again.
Wow, what a swim.
Looking to his left.
This is incredible.
And he cruises to 2:03.28. Victory is his. Sensational performance from Chris Mealov. That was excellent.
Really looking forward to him swimming this evening.
Ooh, it's going to be a goodie. And just looking at those qualifying times, he swam there in 2:03.28. The B qualifying time sitting at 2:00.59. So he was well out of contention there. But again, because this is the heats and because he had such a big lead, he surely did take his foot off the gas towards the end there. So could maybe be a possibility tonight. We'll see. But yeah, superb swim from Chris Mealov once again.
No, definitely. Also looking at the juniors qualifying time of a 2:01.23. So that's definitely something that he can look forward to tonight.
Yep. Just 17 years old, so very much in contention when it comes to the Junior World Aquatic Swimming Championships. As we move over to the penultimate heat of the men's 200 fly, and things certainly are flying. After this, we move over to the 50s, 50 backstroke. Plenty of races there. And as you heard Chanel say earlier, just recently being added to the Olympic roster for LA. So sweetening the cake somewhat for these competitors. Speaking of competitors, those in the pool right now for the third heat of the men's 200 fly: Sean Gibson, Nicholas Pretorius, Keontae Reynard, Lee Pearson, Benjamin, Kai Whelan, and Keegan Wright.
And it looks like Benjamin Plattner turning a time of 27:33, followed by Tylee Pearson, 27:53, and Nicholas Pretorius out in lane 2, currently in 3rd place.
Nice little fight emerging over in lanes 4 and 5. Pearson and Plattner. And as we say that, over in lane 3, Keontae Reynard looking very strong. So at the midway mark, it is Keontae Reynard just leading ahead of Tylee Pearson, with Plattner in 3rd position. And all 3 swimmers swimming for Tuks. Oh, Twane and Tuks.
Oh, probably great training partners. It's kind of like a training session for them then.
Yeah. And they're probably used to doing this day in, day out, all day. Jeez, nothing to choose between those 3 blue caps. This is wonderful to watch. And as I say that, they decided to pull away. So there was a little bit to choose.
Looks like Benjamin currently in first, 133.73, followed by Ty, 133.78.
And Keontae Reinhardt over in third position. So it looked like it would be a blue blitz. But Nicholas Pretorius from the Eastern Cape trying to fight his way at least into the reckoning. And he's doing a good job.
And Benjamin Plattner coming down strong these last 8 meters. It's
Yeah.
all him.
It certainly is. Plattner grabbing the win, but this is going to be a nice fight for second place.
Ooh.
And it goes the way of lane 2, Eastern Cape, Nicholas Pretorius, where it looked like it would be a clean sweep for the Blue Brigade. It was not to be, as Nicholas Pretorius came through out of nowhere, in fact.
And also Keegan Wright out in lane 7, coming back like a rocket at the end.
Wow, geez, that was some superb finishing from those swimmers. But Tylee Pearson grabbing third spot, but it was all about Benjamin Plattner. Is Plattner not that wine guide as well?
Correct.
It is, the
Yes.
Plattner wine guide.
Yes, it is.
Okay, that's the third of 4 heats complete. As we move over to the final one of the men's 200 fly before we move over to the very quick stuff, which will go by in a heartbeat. Competitors here: Kellen Jones, Brandon Linder, Liam Vierby, Matt Sates, Dylan Wright, Gabriel West, Corné LaRue, and Arkel Velman.
Actually, just looking at a post right now from Roland Skuman, and just with those 50 news, he says, "I'll be 48 in 2028. Competing won't be easy, but the fire never really goes away. What do you think? Worth a bash?"
Oh, wow. Of course, we had Roland in action here last year. And at one stage, certainly was of the quickest freestylers in the world. Don't forget that race he had up against Peter van den Hoogenbaan. Peter from the Netherlands just capturing victory at the death as we reach the midway point of this penultimate heat, or final heat rather, of the men's 200 fly.
Yes, and it's Matt Sates turning a time of 59.41, followed by Dylan Wright.
Yeah, Matt Sates touching under the minute mark. And we saw a great performance from him earlier in the 200 IM.
Yes, also very strange sitting here in commentary, not seeing Chad Leclos and Ethan Dupree in this 200 meters butterfly. They've had such great battles in this pool.
Yeah, it certainly is a blue ribbon event, the 200 fly. And we'll never forget that glorious gold medal that Chad achieved in London, edging Michael Phelps at the touch. One of the most iconic sporting moments in South Africa's history. As we see Matt Sates dominating matters in the water once again, fresh from his resounding win in the 200 IM. He goes on to capture victory in this race, the final heat of the 200 fly, doing so in 2:04.69.
Followed by Dylan Wright, 2:06.59.
And Matt Sates, a little reaction from him there. Of course, he knows job's only half done. The big stuff comes tonight in the finals. But capturing the win. And Corné LaRue grabbing third spot. So that is the 200 fly complete. As we now move over to the short stuff. As we get the steps put in. And I know it's always a talking point, and I love speaking about it. Was it a recent thing, the apparatus, when it came to backstroke with the steps?
I would say it's been around for quite a while now, because you never really know how the touch pads are going to be. So it's so crucial, obviously, in a 50-meter event to get that perfect start, whether you on the block or in the water. So, but I remember these touch pads swimming here quite a few times. I mean, these were probably some of the best touch pads. The grip was amazing, but yeah, I've been out of the game for a while now, so I'm not too sure. I'm not too sure how they are. So yes, the wedges definitely make a huge difference.
So this is the first of 6 heats in the women's 50 backstroke. And just to give you an idea of their seeding times, all the competitors just above or below the 30-second mark, so that gives you an idea of just how quick this race is. And up they go, and in they go. The first 50 backstroke, Ruth Dredge in lane 3, Lee Markroft in lane 4, and Chazelle Orton in lane 5. And Chazelle Orton, one of the Northwest swimmers. Great to see them in action here. And if this is fast, this is furious. Only one length. Looking good in lane 5, being tested though, but lane 5 will grab the win. It is Chazelle Orton, 32.11 for her.
Followed by Leah Markroft, 32.60, and Ruth out in third, 33.64. Well done, ladies.
So we get set for the second of 6 in the 50 backstroke. So as we recap what emerged over in the opening heat, a nice victory there for Chazelle Orton. Competitors making their way into the water, and the setup is done. Roxanne Duplessis, Jenna Smith, Romy Day, Olivia Stribble, Chloe Olivier, Julie Landman, Jessie Lee Ladera, and Hannah Andreas, all in action. And watch out for Olivia Stribble, just 13 years of age, swimming out of lane 4. So terrific going from the swimmers.
Looks
as
like
we see them come through, look at lane 2 go, and lane 2 capturing the win. And doing so, it was Jenna Smith with the victory from Western Cape, doing so in a time of 31.60.
followed by Chloe Olivia, 31.82. And in third place, Julie Lutman, 32.24.
Confirmation of those results. Jenna Smith with the quickest time, 31.60. Nice swim from her in heat 2 of the women's 50 backstroke.
And that's heat 3 currently in the water. Amy Brown, Liana Lombard, Melissa Kuhn, Sam Straw, Lisa Marie Davidson, Tanith Lindsay, Tori Volk, and Jolene Cornelius. If I'm not mistaken, a few years ago, going back to the backstroke wedges, it was Peter, if I'm not mistaken, when he was trying to qualify, I think it was for Worlds, and he slipped on the start.
Yes, he had to do a trial time a
yes,
little later.
Yes, I think he did about 3 times, yeah.
As we see these swimmers make their way to the end, over in lane 3, looking very strong, and it is Melissa Kuhn, but she was untouched by Lisa Marie Davidson in lane 5. The free set swimmer A brilliant finish from her, doing so in a time of 38.5, just ahead of Melissa Kuhn. And in third position, it was Tanner Lindsay, 31.01. Congratulations to the winner of that event, Lisa Marie Davidson, the 21-year-old from the Free State. What a finish. Watch out for her in lane 5. It looked like Kuhn had this wrapped up. And then there we had, oh, jeez, that was a fantastic finish from the Free State swimmer. As we move over to the next heat 4 of 6. Lily Hebler, Carissa van Rooyen, Hannah Pierce, Taylor Jonker, Michaela de Villiers, Giselle Maritz, Jessica Carmody, and Gemma Spies.
I think it's going to be a great battle in the middle lanes between Hannah, Taylor, and Michaela.
Yeah, certainly keep your eyes on 3, 4, and 5. Taylor, the Tshwane swimmer, only one going into this with a seating time that was underneath the 28 mark.
It looks like Michaela de Villiers currently out in first.
This is tight. De Villiers in front. De Villiers stays in front. Only just, but she gets it. Michaela de Villiers, 28.94. Taylor Jonker, 29.21. Well, Hannah Pierce finished third.
Yes, Michaela can definitely work on that finish because it was quite a bit of a glide towards the end. So if she gets that right tonight, we can look at a 28 low.
That's certainly going to be exciting to see. As we see Heat 5 in the water now. Lueta Mbata, Grace de Jong, Grace Morris, Olivia Nell, Karen Haps, Cassidy Burgess, Kendra Fenter, and Sarah McLaren. Watch out for Olivia Nell, the Western Cape swimmer. In lane 4, the 22-year-old. Twin sister of Georgia.
Well, it's great to have the Nells back in the country for this qualifying event.
Yeah, it really is. Also, daughter of renowned swimmer Annette Carly.
Fun fact, to be born on the same day.
Ah, that's amazing.
Yes. We're all born on the 23rd of July.
Same year as well.
Maybe not so much.
What a performance here from Georgia. Or Olivia, rather. Olivia Nell grabbing the win. 28.41 ahead of Karen Haps and Grace Morris. But it was all Olivia Nell. Looks almost a bit shocked at how well she did. Doing so in a time of 28.41. Olivia Nell dominating matters here in the penultimate 50 backstroke heat in the women's category. As we get over to the final heat now.
So we're getting ready for heat 6 of 6. 1, Tennille Baptista. 2, Sune Liedenberg. 3, Indiana de Villiers. 4, Jess Thompson. 5, Mila Dropopoulos. 6, Bailey Lamprecht. 7, Mila van der Linde. 8, Natalie Lantman. Great start there by these ladies.
Very much so. Off they go. The final 50 meters for women when it comes to backstroke
Yes,
for the morning heats.
Looks like Jess Thompson out slightly ahead of Mila.
Jessica Thompson also had some very good swims last night in the opening night of the finals. Is she going to repeat the feat this time round? She's looking good, looking very good. Jessica Thompson grabbing the win in resounding fashion. 28.98 for her, 28.39 rather. Mila Dropopoulos grabbing second in 28.98. And in third, Indiana de Villiers.
Yes, that's a B qualifying time by Jess. Qualifying time 29.21. Jess going 28.39. So well done, Jess. And Mila too, 28.98.
Wow. So plenty of B qualifying there for the women. So keep an eye out on this event this evening. And be a great one to watch.
Yes, I think Olivia also got it, and so did Michaela. So it's going to be a big battle tonight in this 50-meter backstroke final.
As we move over to the men now, and we wave goodbye to the women once again. So we'll have ladies back in action a little later, just not in this event. Moving over to the men's side of things when it comes to the 50 backstroke. 3 competitors in action now. Denzo Elias in lane 3, Dylan Governor in lane 4, and Callan Kinsey in lane 5. 2 KZN swimmers in lanes 4 and 5. Northern Cape represented in lane 3, Denzo Elias.
Yes, I'm sure all of these gentlemen would like to dip under that 30-second mark. I know it's a big thing in your swimming career when you get under that 30-second mark. I know I was stuck there for quite a long time, 30.02, 30.01, until one day I got that 28.99.
Oh, well, we had a 29 for Danza Eilis.
All 3 of them.
All 3 getting below the 30 mark. But it was Dylan Governor grabbing the win. Very nicely done by Dylan Governor, the KZN swimmer. 29.67. Callan Kinsey, 29.76, followed by Danza Eilis, the Northern Caper, 18 years of age, grabbing 3rd.
Moving on to Heat 2. In lane 2, Jonathan Brady. 3, Sahan Mia. 4, VM Posta. 5, Jetro Pizzo. 6, Harold Pina. 7, Daniel Morale.
In they go.
Great start there by Harold Pina out in lane 6.
Yeah, so no swimmers in the outside lanes 1 and 8. Plenty of action in the middle, though.
Yes, it looks like it's our half of the pool. The battle seems to be there. 4, 5, and 6.
Yeah, geez, you mentioned it, but Pizzo's going great guns over in lane 5. This is a terrific effort from him, as Pizzo will go on to take the win. Jetro Pizzo, Mpumalanga swimmer. Haven't had many of those so far this afternoon, or this morning.
Yes, first swimmer dipping under the 29-second mark. Jetro going 28.90. So well done to him.
23 years old. And yeah, he'll certainly be happy with that effort from Jetro Pizzo.
Followed by Harold Pina in second, 29.35. And Jonathan Brady, 29.72. Heading on to Heat 3 of 8. Jeremiah Georgian 1. Matthew Milliner. Henning Radley. Jeremy Labuskachny. Nick Trower in 5. Trent Norton in 6. Edmund Null and Ben McWilliam out in 8.
This is the 3rd of 8 heats in the men's 50 backstroke. The 3rd heat underway. Keep an eye out for Jeremy Labuskachny.
Yes, looks like Edmund Null out in lane 7.
Yeah, very little to choose between these swimmers. We'll get a proper view now as they finish up.
Finish.
Oh, that is very tight. Edmund Null over in lane 7, 28.08. The Northwest swimmer grabbing the win, 18 years of age. What a finish.
Yes, followed by Jeremy Labuskachny from the Western Cape. There you see the boys moving to the side. Results are in, and it is Edmund Null, 28.08, followed by Jeremy Labuskachny, 28.56, and Ben McWilliam in 3rd place. Heading into Heat 4, Ruwan Hutton, Bryce Middleton, Christopher Stradom, Jordan Lotter, Gideon Bulmerans, Aiden Spies, Chakota Cooks, Patrick Aminate.
Yeah, a lot of these swimmers you'll be hearing their names quite often. Of course, many of them were in action a little earlier, and we saw Rowan Hutton do very well in his respective heat. was a 200 IM, if I'm not mistaken. But let's see how he goes this time round in the 50 backstroke. But out in lane 3, Christopher Stradom looking very strong. And that is a terrific finish from him. 27.45. Bryce Minderin grabbing second. And Ruan Hutton, we spoke about him, out in lane 1, capturing third in a time of 28.57. The only man to dip below that 28 mark, it was the winner, Christopher Stradom, swimming out of Ekeleni.
Yes, great swim by the 18-year-old.
So halfway through the prelims, or the heats when it comes to the 50 backstroke.
There we are recapping that great swim by Christopher Stradom out in lane 3.
Yeah, look at him go. That's probably been the most commanding win we've seen so far in this discipline. I mean, there's so little time in which to really make a big move. Not so if you're Christopher Stradom. Plenty of time. In they go. Josh Goldberg, Nathan Turpin, Luke Pretorius, Claudio Odometer, Elijah Dredge, Luan de Wit, Matt Hunt, and Joshua Esterhazen.
Yes, in this 50-meter backstroke, they'll be looking for a qualifying time of 35.11 is the A qualifying time, and B 25.99.
As we see them go through over in lane 5, it was Elijah Dredge doing so in 27.58.
Yes, followed by Luke Pretorius, 27.82. And Josh Goldberg, 27.89.
Elijah Dredge can be very happy with that win. 2 more to go in the men's 50 backstroke. Of course, all eyes. 3 more to go, rather. All eyes will be on Peter Kutsia a little later.
Yeah, so looking at lane 4, we spoke about him a little bit earlier, Jonah Bull Jones.
Yeah.
He's entered on a time of 25.06, which is below that A qualifying time. So let's see what he can do in this event. So heat 6 of 8, Helgard Miller, 1. Adrian van Beek, Cullen Bimble, Jonah Bull Jones, Caden Naidu in 5. Jose Canjulio, Neil Berger, and Nicholas Pretorius in 8.
Of course, these races certainly getting quicker as we move through the heats.
Yes, looked like a tight contest between Jonah Bull Jones and Caden Naidu out in the yellow lanes.
Poole Jones looking very good and looking very strong. 25.9 for Jonah Poole Jones grabs the win. The man from the Western Cape.
Yes, with a B qualifying time for Worlds.
Wow. Jonah Poole Jones take a bow.
Followed by Adrian van Beek in second place, 28.17.
It's all about Jonah Poole Jones with the win there. So 2 more to go in the men's 50 backstroke as we move over to the 7th of 8. Chris Luss, Eric Kutzer, Ronan Theron, Ruud van Renen, Gianna Dos Santos, Cameron Thompson, Armand Landman, and David Wiggett.
Yes, in your picture, the swimmer from the Western Cape, Ruud van Renen. Great World Short Course in Budapest at the end of last year. Let's see what he can do in this long course event.
Well, we spoke about this times once again. Keep an eye out on them. 25.11, the A qualifying time. 25.99, the B qualifier.
Yes, Ruud entered on a time of 23.89, so should be kind of a comfortable qualifying for him. Let's see what he can do.
Yep. Over in lane 4, Ruud van Renen. He was the man to watch, and that is exactly why. Look at that dominance.
Convincing.
Oh, 25.52. So well inside that B qualifying time, just outside the A qualifying time. But remember, it was a heat. He'll go a lot faster tonight.
Yes, followed by Ronan Theron, 26.93, and Eric Kutzer, 27.00 in third place.
So the final heat about to take to the water. As we just recap that performance from Ruud van Renen, the man from the Western Cape, just 21 years of age, and dominating matters As you can see, a body length clear of his fellow swimmers. The confirmation of those results, Ruud van Reenen. Really, really good in that race. But here we have the final race. Sean Gibson, Cameron Oliver, Christian Estes, and Peter Kutsia, Vickers Sportkidde, Dana van der Merwe, Michael van Heerden, and Christian van Eerden. And of course, who else are you going to watch out for? But in lane 4, Peter Kutsia, and look at him pull away almost immediately. This is another superb swim from the South African. And as I say that, look at that, a very good start from Christian Estes.
Yeah, great swim there by Peter. And I'm loving the matching outfit. The costume matches the goggles.
Wow, Peter Kutsia doing so in 24.56. Excellent going from Peter Kutsia. Came in at a 23.35, so well outside his fastest times, but well inside those qualifiers when it comes to Singapore, but
Yes.
really no surprise there.
A qualifying time by Peter, followed by Vickers Sportkidde. And Christian Esterhazen in third.
Lovely stuff from Peter Kutsia once again, cruising to victory. And keep an eye out on him tonight once again. I mean, he's always going to keep an eye out on him whenever he's swimming.
Yes, I saw he had a little bit of a Caleb Dressel thing going on there, because Caleb Dressel's kind of known for having his strings, like where you tie the costume, like hanging out.
Oh.
So Peter had the same thing going on there, so getting that 50 spirit going.
That's interesting. Surely that must hamper them a slight bit. I mean, we spoke earlier about a moustache making a difference. Like a
maybe that's
bit of a
his,
rope.
Yeah, maybe that's his
some
thing.
drag.
Maybe that's his lucky charm, putting the strings out. I don't know. Clearly works for him.
Yeah, clearly does. What an athlete. As we say cheers to the men in the 50 backstroke. And we welcome the women's 50 free. This is a multi-class event, S1 to S15.
So we're moving on to event number 209, the woman 50 meter freestyle, S1 to S15. We have our starter in the picture.
Once again, a big shout out to all the officials for ensuring this event goes on without any hiccups whatsoever. They continue to give up all their time, their services, and really is impressive. A lot of them, of course, being parents of swimmers in the swimming family.
In your picture, we had Danica Venka.
Yeah, 3 races to go before we head over to the long stuff, the 1500s.
Nice heat 1 of 1, where we have Detoy, Elwood, Everson, Venka, Minka Janssen van Rensburg, Potgieter, and Kat Swanepoel in 8. And they're off. It's 1 length of this pool.
So a reminder once again regarding multi-class, it's not about competing against their fellow swimmers, it's about competing against the clock.
Looks like Danica Venka out in the lead currently. Followed closely by Ivana Venka. And looks like Minka Janssen van Rensburg out in lane 2. And it is Danica Venka, 29.85.
I tell you what, Danica Venka just continuing her supreme form that she displayed yesterday. Another superb swim from her. Danica Venka.
Yes, and second we have Ivana Venka, 31.80, and Kate Elwood, 33.22. Well done to these ladies.
29.85.
Yes, 0.01 slower than her entry time. So that's a great morning swim by Danica Venka. And there we see our athletes getting out the pool. Kat Swanepoel. And Danica Venka, last 25 meters to go. Great swim by all of these ladies.
Yeah, Ivanovenko over in lane 5 also doing very well. Just looking at these confirmation of those qualifying times. Ivanovenko over in S13 was looking at a 29.51. As we move over to the men's 50 free, S1 to S15, multi-class. This is one of 2 heats. And starting from lanes 2 through to 6, Tokozane Gininda, James Willers, we've seen him already, Amkele Kamarana, Christian Sadi, and Eli Lawrence.
Yes, it looks like the 2 athletes in the middle lanes, Amkela and Christian Sadi. Battle in the middle between the 2 of them.
Yeah, look at them go. Both these athletes making the podium last night in their respective finals.
Oh. And it is Amkele touching in a time of 28.89, followed by Christian Sadi 28.91, and James Villas 30.79.
They're having a look at Amkele there, and he can hardly believe it himself, coming in with the supreme finish at the end and touching through. That was very nicely done from him.
Also great swim there by Christian Sadi, coming in with an entry time of 29.95, dipping under that 29-second mark. So well done to all those gentlemen. In your picture, Coach Rocco Marin, very well known and respected coach in our country.
Jesse must be loving the performances of his competitors. The Tswane swimmers certainly making their mark here in Quebec as we move over to the final of the 50. This is 50 free, also S1 to S15 multi-class. Leroux, Ninobe, Hendricks, Kutsa, and Blanche.
Yes, and it looks like it's all Hendricks out in lane 4.
Nathan Hendricks swimming out of Tswane. We speak about Tswane swimmers, and there we go. Also, man, making the podium last night. He'll expect plenty of more medals this evening.
Yes, great swim there by Nathan Hendricks, 25.34, followed by Leon Kutzer, 28.67. The 14-year-old from KZN, and Gosh Niebacher, 29.05.
As we move over to the long races now, and
yes, and we'll wait for those final results from the men's 50 meters freestyle S1 to S15. A big congratulations to Leon Kutzer last night in the S10 category in the 100 meters backstroke, setting a SA under 14 record in the heats and finals. Under coach Ty Slattery, so great teamwork there between the 2 of them. So it looks like we're going to have one heat this morning of the ladies 1500 freestyle. In the evening, we will have heat 2, swimming with the finals. So we'll have one heat in the ladies and 2 heats in the gentlemen.
The competitors here: Logan Gray, Scarlett Leroux, Kirsty Andreas, and Zuriah Fenter. And 1,500 meters of swimming to go. We'll leave you to watch the action. It's unbelievable. Just looking at the times going into this, you're looking at around the 17-minute mark. 17 minutes of swimming, Chanel. That's sensational.
Yes, no, it is. I remember myself always swimming 1,500, never actually in an event. but we had to train her because 1500 and 200 fly go hand in hand. So it was one of those things I had to do. Obviously, also having a strategy in the 1500 meters, either trying to make every 500 a little bit faster, depending on what your coach was looking for. But yeah, generally having a song in your head.
Wow. Well, you certainly need a very long song.
Or a couple of songs. So you start off kind of easy and then you build into the doof, 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 you know, because you have to get faster.
Yeah, fair. And like, what is one of the longest songs around? Stairway to Heaven is pretty long, but it's not very exciting. I don't think you're going to be winning any races with that in your head. Yeah, we've got Gray, LaRue, Andreas, and Fenta. 28 laps to go. Enjoy the swimming action from Quebec. We are into the 1500s.
Yes, we have Scarlett LaRue out in that first 100, turning in first place, 107.61, followed by Logan Gray, currently in second place. Yes, so this is the one and only morning heat for the ladies 1500 meters freestyle. We have 4 swimmers currently in the pool. Out in lane 4, Scarlett LaRue looking very comfortable, followed by Logan and Zariah, currently in third place. So ladies with 5 meters to go will be turning for the 200 meter mark. And it still is Scarlett LaRue, 2:20.75, followed by Gray and Fenta, currently in third. .25 laps of the pool to go. The ladies out in lane 3 and lane 4, looking very comfortable, heading into the 300 meter mark. And looking at some warm-ups from earlier this morning. All the athletes doing their own routine, getting into the groove to race. Javi nog hier. And we back with the ladies 1500 freestyle. So turning at the 400 meter mark, it's Logan Gray currently in first, 4:47.20, followed by Scarlett LaRue, 4:47.76. And we have Fenta out in third, 4:53.99. This is Scarlett and Logan. The battle on the right hand side of the pool, between lane 3 and lane 4. Yes, so we've had some great swimming so far this morning, starting with the women's 200 IM. Really looking forward to some great finals a little bit later. We have Becky Meader, Amy Canny, Kate Mayer, Sophia French, Georgia Else, Catherine Williams, Kira van Heerden, and Megan Stewart, who will be in that A final for the ladies 200 IM tonight. Event 202, men's 200 IM. Cameron Casali, Kian Kilok, Matt Sates, Ant van Rensburg, Matthew Randall, Yuan Bosov, Petrus Tritter, and Gino Dos Santos. That A final for the men's 200 IM. It's going to be a great race there. Looking at the ladies, 100-meter butterfly S1 to S15 multiclass. Alani Ferreira, Meliska Everson, Nazira Detoy, and Minka Janse van Rensburg. Moving on to the men's 100-fly final. Nathan Hendricks and James Villas. Women's 200-meter fly. We have Dune Kutsia, Jamie Moat, Abigail Kutsa, Kira van Heerden, Lee McMorrin, Morgan Khoos, Tasman Robson, and Myra Vidia. Those are the top 8 ladies in the 200 meters butterfly. Looking forward to seeing you all a little bit later at 6 o'clock. Don't be late. We have some action-packed races coming up later. So back to the ladies 1500 meters freestyle, where Logan Gray is currently in first, followed by Scarlett Leroux. There we have our beautiful facility for the next few days for the SA National Senior Championships down here in Quebec, Newton Park. 17 laps to go. Scarlett Leroux not letting Logan Gray go. Still in third place, we have Zuria Fenta. And Kirsty out in fourth. Currently on your screen, we have some highlights from last night's finals, kicking off with our opening ceremony. As you saw, action-packed day one finals we had here at the Newton Park facility. Looking forward to seeing you all later this evening, 6 p.m. We will be back here with our live stream. And we have 3 laps to go with this 1500 meters. And it still is Logan Gray and Scarlett Leroux out in 1 and 2.
Yeah, it's certainly incredible to witness 1500 meters of swimming as they're about to reach the 17-minute mark. 17 minutes of swimming and then some. And it's scarcely believable.
Yes, definitely the longest race for pool swimmers, but most of these swimmers do open water when it comes to 3K, 1500. This is a breeze for them.
Well, you see them go. They make their final 2 laps as they head their way back. 2 more to go, and it is Scarlett Leroux leading the way. Swimming for karting. Logan Gray next to her.
And Zariah Fanta in third, turning in 17:17:89 with 100 meters to go.
And now just 50 for the front runner. That is Scarlett Leroux turning at 17:30. 17:30 high. As she makes her way towards the finish, does Scarlett Leroux, and outside her Logan Gray. A nice little battle. As you can see with the other swimmers, it's not too often where you see 1500 meter competitors stick to each other side by side, and that was the case for much of the race with those front 2. But as we say, that Scarlett Leroux pulling away now as she will capture the victory 1500 meters later, and it is victory for Scarlett Leroux in a time of 18:06.70. Logan Gray in second, 18:08.51. Wow, tired just watching. Imagine competing. Kirsty Andreas come through now. And Kirsty Andreas will finish up her race in a time of 18:26.80. And I say Kirsty Andreas, he's actually still there. It was Zariah Fanta who finished there. In third position, 18:27.78. And I did mention Kirsty Andreas. She will come through now. But it was Scarlett Leroux, followed by Logan Gray and Zariah Fanta. The top 3. And you have Kirsty Andreas from karting coming through.
And Kirsty touching in a time of 19:04.39. Well done.
Well done to the ladies in the women's 1500 freestyle. And they are done. As we move over to the men, you heard Chanel mention a little earlier, these are heats with the rest will be competing in the finals tonight.
Yes, so we have 2 heats in the men's 1500 meters freestyle.
In action now, Pierre Donnie Jacobs, Jake Borraghiero, and Luanta Blanche. And away they go. 1500 meters awaits for these 3 men, Jacobs, Borraghiero, and Blanche.
Yes, 29 laps of this pool. Starting out with a nice 6-speed kick. I think then it's going to become a little bit more comfortable getting into their rhythm.
Yeah, we are heading towards the end of the heats this morning. Remember, the finals get underway from 6 p.m. on day 2 of the SA Nationals, taking place here at Newton Park Swimming Pool in Quebec. First up to complete this 1500 meter heat in the men's. And leading the way over in lane 3, but it's still very early days. Pierre Donnie Jacobs, the Eastern Cape swimmer, ahead of Jake Borraghiero and Luanta Blanche. Enjoy the swimming. Really have put on a show once again here in Quebec. And it's only just begun.
Yes, day 2. Really looking forward to some action-packed finals a little bit later.
Tell you what, you could also use the same statement for these swimmers. It's only just begun. I mean, it's 6 minutes in. You think, okay, cool, it's done and dusted, but that's certainly not the case. We'll be looking at finishing times around the 15-16 minute mark for these men. Remember, a total of 30 laps. So not even halfway, edging closer there. 17 laps to go for the front runners.
Yes, but great battle panning out between Henry Lowe and Ruan Breitenbach. Out in lane 6 and lane 7. And it is Henry Lowe turning in a time of 7:24.27, followed by Breitenbach 7:25.29, and Stefan Steen currently in third.
Yeah, Lowe and Breitenbach have had some great battles in the open water. So it's going to be very interesting to see how this pans out. If they can both keep each other honest and challenge each other, and both be hopefully neck and neck as they head towards the finish. And yeah, two superb long distance swimmers, well, as are all these men in the pool.
So these gentlemen will be looking for a time of 15:01.89 is the A qualifying time, and 15:33.46 is our B qualifying time.
Of course, when we speak about these qualifying times, we're all looking ahead to Singapore, the World Aquatics champs. So they edge closer to the 9 minute mark.
Yeah, so that looks like it's about 800 meters, 8:22. Looking at the final heat, which will be swimming with the finals, that's heat 3. We have the fastest swimmer there, Richard Miller, with an entry time of 15:28.61. So he'll be looking for that B qualifying time, which he is currently under, hoping to go the A qualifying time of 15:01.89. So good luck to the gentlemen tonight.
Yeah, it's going to be exciting for the 22-year-old swimming out of the Western Cape. I mean, just looking at those times, I mean, he's head and shoulders above the rest. But of course, anything certainly can happen. Could we have a big shock tonight in the 1500 final? We'll wait and see. But right now, it is Henry Lowe leading the way over in lane 6, closely followed by Ruan Breitenbach in lane 5. Stefan Steen making the turn now.
It's also looking at the ladies 1500 meters freestyle. They'll be looking for a time of 16:59.02, which is the B qualifying time, and A qualifying 16:24.56, where we currently have Stephanie Houtman, the 22-year-old, with an entry time of 16:33.12, so well under that B qualifying time. Really exciting 1500 meter events tonight to look forward to.
Remember, tune in from 6 o'clock for the finals of day 2 of the SA Swimming Champs 2025 here at Newton Park Swimming Pool. Henry Lowe continues to lead the way over in lane 6. 10:37.82 he currently sits at. And Ruan Breitenbach still hot on his heels, just about 5 seconds adrift.
Yes, so 1K done and dusted, 500 meters to go.
2/3 of the way through this grueling, taxing race.
10 more laps to go. Henry Lowe looking very good. Yes, Henry Lowe seems to be building up with less than 500 meters to go. Turning in a time of 11:42.89, followed closely by Brazenbach in 11:47.46. Still have a couple of swimmers in the stand cheering on their teammates. Great to see them. 7 laps to go for the front two gentlemen.
So Henry Lowe starting to pull away a bit from Rowan Breitenbach. Difference isn't that big at all between those two. The battle is on in lane 6 and 5. Henry Lowe 12:47.89, Breitenbach 12:53, just under 6 seconds. The gap between these swimmers, which ordinarily in swimming could be a lifetime, but you know, with a few more laps to go, that could be eaten up very quickly.
Yes, no, definitely. About 250 meters left for the front runners.
And if you want that in lap terms, good maths isn't so hot, 5 laps to go. Henry Lowe coming through now. 4 laps to go. The next time he touches this side of the pool, he'll hear the welcome sound of the bells signaling 2 more laps. So, 200 meters left for Henry Lowe and Rowan Breitenbach. Can Breitenbach try his best to close that gap? It doesn't look like it, because it looks like Henry Lowe is pulling away. He certainly is extending that lead over his teammate. Henry Lowe touching in 14:25.42. Breitenbach coming through now 14:31.68. So yeah, that lead certainly has been extended by Henry Lowe. As he edges closer to completing yet another lap. And the bell is about to ring out from the official standing in lane 6. This is Stotlar, and there it goes. 2 laps left for our leader, Henry Lowe. And so too for Rowan Breitenbach. So these swimmers are already outside of their qualifying times, A and B's. And remember, this is still the heats. They'll have time to try again a little later. As we see Henry Lowe turning for the final time, as does Rowan Breitenbach. And he makes his way towards the finish. And alongside him, plenty of bells are ringing. The swimmers sitting a little further back. But here we go. Henry Lowe roars to a very good victory in this men's 1500 free, the second heat. Doing so in a time of 15:59.52, just under the 16-minute mark. Rowan Breitenbach capturing second, 16:08.48. So yeah, at most, for much of the swim, there was about 4 or 5 seconds between the swimmers, but in the end, Henry Lowe just pulling away and securing a comfortable win. And Mika Binsbergen over in lane 1, securing third. all done and dusted for the 1500s. And if I'm not mistaken, I think we only have one more event left, and it's a time trial. And Jonathan L's getting ready to do a time trial in the men's 50 But before we do that, let's recap what we just witnessed. Honre Loeb cruising to a very good win. Only man to get under 16. And that was Ron Breitenbach capturing second. And Mika Binsbergen, third place for him.
I feel like that. Is that not Chris Smith?
Ah,
A bit strange. So
it is Chris Smith.
Yeah.
You are correct.
So we have 50-meter freestyle on the program, but it seems like on the time board we have Chris Smith. And I know he is a breaststroker, so it could be 50 breast, possibly. But I guess, surprise, let's see what we're going to get.
So it will be a time trial. Chanel, a reminder once again for the layman and woman back home regarding the time trial. What exactly does it mean?
Well, I mean, he's obviously looking for a faster time. I'm not too sure if they signed 50 breaststroke yesterday. So he is the world junior record holder in the short course event. So let's see what he can do here.
And there goes Chris Smith.
Okay.
In the free.
Looks like freestyle. And it is a 50 free because we see the officials on the other side of the pool.
So let's see what he can grab here when it comes to the qualifying times. 22.05 A, 22.82 B. And Chris Smith touches in 23.26. So just outside that B qualifying time, unfortunately, for Chris Smith. 23.26 for him. The times is looking to get to, once again, 22.05 or 22.82.
Thank you very much, and that concludes
So that
session 3 of the
wraps
SA
up
National
another
Senior
thrilling
Championships
morning of
2025.
heats action here at the SA Swimming Champs 2025 in Rebecca. The morning of day 2 done and dusted. Thank you so much, Chanel.
Only a pleasure. Always great to be here in Newton Park.
Yeah, very much so. Well done once again to the folks in Rebecca for putting on a show. And a reminder, we're only getting started because it is only day 2 of 5. The action continues tonight for the finals of day 2. That gets underway from 6 o'clock. We will see you then. 5:45, we will begin coverage. We'll see you then. Thanks for joining us. Let's get ready for the finals.